Do you find it hard to move forward? Unsure of what direction to go in or what path to take? Do you even know what you want? Or are you continuously doing what other people want? This is the thing, we tend to neglect our own needs, neglect our own desires, because we're doing what we think people want us to do, doing what we think will make us fit into society. But it's time to start listening to what you want and what your soul is guiding you to do. My name is Angela Cleary. I'm a feminine empowerment coach. I specialise in healing after narcissistic abuse, and I also offer twin flame spiritual guidance. This is it. We're literally doing everything for other people. We're living other people's lives. And I've said this before, we're sitting on the sidelines of our own lives, literally playing out a life for somebody else. We're doing what our parents want, what society wants, what our friends want. But we're not looking within and discovering what we really want. We have to start listening to the soul nudges, or we're going to get stuck in our old reality, or we're going to be forced out of it. That's the thing. If we don't wake up now, we're going to be shaken up to move forward. How do we listen to our soul's guidance? We go within. What fills you up? What fills you with joy? What sets your soul on fire? That's what you should be doing. We think that we have to do the jobs that we hate, that we have to work for the system, that we have to live in unhealthy dynamics, because we're gonna, if we don't do what we think we're supposed to do, we're gonna hurt other people. But if you're not doing what you want, you're effectively hurting yourself and other people anyway, because you're not being true to yourself. It's all about authenticity and about being genuine in your own skin. How do you do that? You follow your own path. And how do you listen to your own path? Listen to what your body is telling you. You know, there's guidance everywhere, there's messages everywhere, there's signs everywhere. You just have to be open to receive them. But I find it's the internal system, or our body system, that will actually guide us in the right direction. You know, I still do this. I still ignore my thoughts and my feelings sometimes, because there's so many things that we have to do to live the life that we desire. We're going to have to break some chains from the past. That might mean, you know, rocking the boat a little bit when it comes to our friendships and family members. But when you set a boundary with somebody, or if you tell somebody your plans, your dreams, your desires, the right people will respect that. And we have to trust that. And this is it. You know, there's a quote by Charles Hanel. It's like, I'm not going to say this right. It's like, it more or less says, I can't think of it now, but like it more or less says, there is no patient but yourself. No matter who gets hurt or what happens, you have no choice but to live the life of your desires. I'm not saying that right at all. But the objective is, this is your life. This is your choice. You have to start thinking for yourself. We keep neglecting our own needs because we're like, I don't want to hurt this person. I can't leave that person. I need to help them. They need me. No, they don't fucking need you, and you're replaceable. When it comes to work or anyone, you're replaceable. You know, people are effectively using you because you keep saying yes to them and no to yourself. This is it. People don't need you. They just need what you can do for them. And you're neglecting what you can do for yourself. We're living miserable lives. Well, I'm not personally, thank fuck for that, because I actually do follow my soul. But I was living a miserable life. And people are still living miserable fucking lives because they're not following their soul. They're doing everything by the book, and the book should be burnt because it was the wrong book. It was based on lies, greed, control. You know what I mean? This conditioned reality of being a slave to the fucking system. We've been disconnected from our souls for so long by whatever powers that be. And literally we've been told, do it this way or you're doing it wrong. Do it this way or you're going to fucking die. No, you're effectively you're effectively going to die quicker and more alone if you stay on that matrix path. I'm sorry, but like, it's a miserable existence. If you continue to ignore your soul's path, if you continue to ignore what your purpose is on this planet, your life is going to continue to be miserable. When we're on that old hamster wheel, it's a constant struggle, constant pain, constant lack mentality, fear mentality, constant health struggles, dis-ease within the body and dis-ease within the mind, And it is constant because you're going against your soul system. And this is a fact. And this happens to me still. I'll tell you, like, and I mentioned this already, but like, I have been in denial over the last few weeks. Completely in denial. I obviously do Midweek Mindset Live on a Wednesday with my friend. And I have been in denial over the last, it's definitely over a month, because I whenever I go through a transition, I finally just discover I've been in denial or I need to transition. And then I look back over the last month and I'm like, oh, that makes, oh my God, I wasn't listening. So I've been triggered for the last month. I've been like, my inner child has been, my abandonment wound has been triggered. I've been in this not angry, but like this overly triggered energy, right? And I wasn't listening. You know what I mean? I was getting little signs every week that I wasn't really wanting to do Midweek Mindset anymore. I do want to do it, but I knew I had to transition into new things, doing webinars and workshops, which are coming up soon. But like literally, it took for me to go to the sea. I was in the ocean, my body relaxed, so relaxed, but then I came home and I was in agony. And I was like, okay, how do you be so relaxed and then you're in agony? My body was tense for over a month because I was in denial to myself and I wasn't listening to my soul's guidance. I was getting little messages everywhere, and I was ignoring them. And because I ignored them, it came out in pain and tension, but it was already coming out in triggers and I wasn't listening to the triggers. So this is it. Like if you're starting to get frustrated or angry in your situation, whether that be your home environment or your work environment or your friendship environment, you have to ask yourself, why am I triggered all the time? Why is this energy not feeling good? It's because you're not supposed to be there anymore. And these are like, myself and my friend, we describe it as we're actually going through a breakup because I'm not going to be doing Midweek Mindset anymore. But the energy behind it, I was so scared to speak to her. You know what I mean? This is what stops us as well doing these things. We're afraid to speak to people. I was afraid I'm going to hurt her. I was afraid that I was going to leave her hanging. I was afraid that, I was letting her down. And that's what we're afraid of. We're afraid to live our own lives in case we let somebody else down. But we're letting ourselves down by not following our own path. And this is the thing, like I could have continued not listening to my soul. I could have continued doing Midweek Mindset Live, continued to get unhappier and unhappier. And eventually I could have ended up snapping at Carol and ended up ruining our friendship because I didn't speak up. This is what happens. If you don't have the hard conversations now, you get to the stage where you cannot be in that person's energy. This happened with my dad. You know what I mean? I was so in denial that I had to walk away from his energy or set boundaries with his energy that my whole health depleted. My mental and physical health deteriorated. We were fighting every time that we saw each other, and it got to the stage where I had to literally block him out of my life. Now, that would have happened with my friend Carol as well if I hadn't have listened. And I wasn't listening effectively. But I did listen, and it's weird because like the conversation I had with her on Sunday was a hard conversation with me. I was shaking, you know what I mean? I was close to tears. It was a hard conversation. It was genuinely like breaking up with someone, but like I had to do that. And if I'd have waited any longer, as I said, things could have turned nasty. I could have ended up taking out this resentment on her. And it's not her fault. It was just that I was hurting inside because I had to do this. So that's the thing. We have to listen to this is listening to what your soul is telling you. Because now I know, like this was a hard decision for me to make, but I know that there's newer opportunities going to come in for both me and Carol in our solo careers. You know what I mean? And we can collaborate together on other things in the future. It's just for me personally, Midweek Mindset has run its course. And that's the thing. It's not knowing that these transitions are happening for a reason, knowing that we're being redirected for a reason. And this is the thing with endings. We think that endings are disastrous and that's, and yes, we are emotional. We do grieve endings, but an ending is an opportunity for a new beginning. One door closes so that 10 more can open, but none of those new doors can open if we're continuously stuck in the past. Are you in a situation that's not serving you anymore? Are you constantly, met with aggression or anger through yourself or through others? Like, is the energy in these situations not filling you with joy anymore and depleting you? These are all great signs to ask yourself. And your body will tell you. This is one of the warning systems that we'll get. Your body will speak to you. And one of the things that I experienced in the past, you'll get headaches around the wrong people. You might get tummy issues around the wrong people. You'll feel depleted. You'll feel drained around the wrong people. And this is, it's because you're not listening to that inner system. And this is the thing. Your soul will constantly keep telling you stuff. So for weeks, my soul was effectively telling me that I wasn't, that maybe my mindset was eventually going to come to an end. And I kept saying to myself, no, that's fine. And it's the same with any kind of even a relationship breakup, or if you're leaving your job, or, even if you're moving out of your parents' home, something like that. There's always that trepidation around, I can't have this conversation. I'm going to break their heart. Like, I remember when I was 18 and I was moving out from home, I was like, I can't tell me that. Oh my God, he won't let me out. Oh Jesus. I was 18. So I was going to move, but it was such a hard conversation because you're like, oh my God, I'm going to hurt him. You know what I mean? And it's just like, but yeah, I could have ended up staying at home for the rest of my life if I didn't actually have that conversation. If we're avoiding having these conversations, we're going to be stuck in a reality that is not for us. And as I said, if you continue to ignore what your soul is telling you, your body is going to react. You're going to get physical symptoms. You're going to get pain. You're going to get ache. You're going to get flu-like symptoms. Your body is your warning system. Get the fuck out. Not get the fuck out, but get the fuck out of that mentality. Do you know what I mean? It mightn't actually be the situation you're in, but it's your mindset as well. If you're not taking choices towards you, if you're continuously doing everything for everyone else, and not taking the time for your rest, not taking the time for your healing, that's another thing. If you're ignoring your inner healing, your growth, your transformation, your evolution, that's another reason you're going to get these warning signs. This is why, and we wonder why we suffer from anxiety and depression. You know what I mean? It's because you're living a life out of alignment with your soul. It's that simple. If you're in anxiety, you're worrying about the future because you don't know what direction you're going in. If you're suffering from depression, you're upset about the past and thinking that you can't. And that's funny because they come hand in hand. You're so upset about the past and living in the past that you're preventing yourself from moving forward, and that's causing anxiety because you don't know what you're going to do with your life. You know what I mean? So if you're having these, and stress is another one. If you're constantly in a state of stress, you're obviously being told you're not doing the right thing or you need to rest. All of these things are signs that we need to start listening to what's within us. So what sets you on fire? What makes you happy? What fills you with joy? Because as we're ascending anyway, we're going to know, or we're going to feel that resistance to the past. The people that we once had in our environment, or maybe currently you have in your environment, they're not going to make you feel good like they used to. That's a clear warning sign. It's time to transition. It's time to move on. If a project, like for me, with mindset, is starting to feel just uncomfortable, there's warning signs there. And that's the thing. Like, as I said, I'm looking back over the last month now and seeing, oh, okay, yeah. My soul knew first. My inner child knew first. My abandonment movement was triggered for weeks because I knew this was happening and I didn't know it was happening. You know what I mean? And that's for me. I'm very aware. I'm so self-aware of my thoughts. And yes, I knew my inner child was triggered, but I thought it was for different reasons. And even though I'm so self-aware, I still spent a month in denial until my body reacted with aches and pains for me to say, here, I'm obviously hiding something from myself because these were trapped pains. So I had trapped emotions, trapped stress. What was I not telling myself? So this was my wake-up call. It was like, literally, what are you hiding from yourself? And the minute I asked myself, or realized I was hiding something from myself and asked that question, the answers came in. And I went to the beach on Thursday, and by Saturday I had decided I was going to do 2 weeks of midweek mindset, and I spoke to Carol on Sunday. That was a few days of after being in denial for a month. I got the clarity within a few days because I asked myself those questions. So ask yourself, what do you want? And I'll do this again. This is the notebook scene. I love this scene. What do you want? I know I was at a little bit, but what do you want? Not what your parents want, not what he wants, not what society wants. That's my part. But what do you want? This is your fucking life. No one else's. Your life. Follow your dreams. Go after your purpose path. Go after what sets your soul on fire. Have those hard conversations. Walk away from what no longer serves you. This is your life. And once again, I'll say it. What do you want? And go after that. So thank you so much for listening today, and I really hope this resonates. If it does, please like and share, and please subscribe to my channel so I can reach as many people as possible. And if you'd like help on your journey, please book me for a discovery call today, and I'd love nothing more than to help you on your path. Also as well, just to let you know, I am doing my first webinar on Friday the 8th of August at 6 p.m. Ireland, UK time. It is a webinar on healing after narcissistic abuse. I'll be speaking on inner child healing, inner teen work, and shadow work. So I hope you can join me for that. There's information in the community post on my page, or you can find it on my Facebook page as well, or my Instagram page. But I'd love to see you there. So send me a comment on this video or a comment on the post, and I'll be able to send you some details. So hope to see you there. And thanks again for listening. See you soon.